Hi Erdem, how are you?
Thank you, Walid. It's all good. Glad to see you here.
Yes, same here. So we are at SAP Turkey office in Istanbul. Welcome to this SAP Chat episode.
Thank you for inviting.
So Erdem, you are the COO, Chief Operating Officer of SAP Turkey since 2020, right?
Actually, it has been now the 24th year.
The 24th year.
Yeah.
So
But since 2020, you're right. I'm acting as the CEO.
Exactly. So it's your 24th year at SAP, and you have been through different positions from consulting, project management, sales management, and so on, right?
That's right.
So SAP has no secrets for you.
No.
Excellent. So, before we deep dive into the tech and business topics, we're gonna run a small warm-up quiz.
Let's see.
Okay? 5 questions, short questions, but there are 2 rules. Okay? So the first rule is that the answer must be in 1 word or 1 expression, which means you don't explain, you're not allowed to elaborate. Just give me the answer, and that's it. Second rule, when we finish the 5 questions, you're allowed to go back to one of the 5 questions and explain, elaborate, whatever you want.
Okay.
Ready?
Interesting one.
Excellent, let's go. So, what makes you proud of SAP Turkey?
Passion.
Passion. Will blockchain revolutionize the manufacturing?
Inevitably.
Inevitably. Do you think that the engineer job can be fully automated?
Most probably.
Most probably. Are you for or against remote work?
I am fourth.
For. All right. Last one. So for the last one, I've been reading an article, a Forbes article related to Turkey, and I've seen that Turkey is one of the next 10 economies. This means that it's more likely to become one of the top 10 economies. Do you think it's true? I mean, do you agree with this statement? Is Turkey one of the next 10 economies?
Absolutely.
All right.
No doubt.
So now choose the one you want to elaborate. There was the SAP Turkey, blockchain, engineering jobs, remote work, or the top 10 economies.
Let's choose the fancy one. Let's choose the middle one, the engineering.
Go ahead.
So what I thought is that in the near future, maybe there won't be any pure engineering jobs, that it will be all automated. So what I believe, as the new technologies evolve and penetrate into our daily life, the more important thing about being human will not be in the analytical way or in the engineering way. The enthusiasm, the design, the thoughts, and the art of thinking will be more meaningful in an AI world. So the robotic things that we will be doing will be out from our body and will be executed by the machines or some fancy stuff, let's say. It could be more than AI.
Who knows?
Who knows, yes. But the art of it, the design philosophy of it, and the design thinking methodology of it will still be the most important asset that a human can have, which will not be easily replaced by evolved technology. So that's why in the foreseeable future, the robotic processes, mostly under the engineering stuff, will be replaced, but the art of thinking will be the main assets that we will be holding. So that's why I said the engineering will be replaced.
The art of thinking, important point, interesting.
Even in the philosophy of engineering, the priorities will change. So, of course, the engineering will continue and it will be evolving, but the art side and the emotional side of it would be more appealing and more important. But the robotic side of it, which is maybe more than 80% of what we are doing at the moment, will be all out of from our daily life. So that will be the inevitable future.
Good points, good points. Speaking about innovation, so I've noticed that SAP Innovation Day happened recently in Turkey because everybody was speaking about it, on LinkedIn and the social media. So for the ones who did not attend this event, what will be the top takeaways that you would like to share with them?
It was a quite successful event. Before elaborating those takeaways, before the pandemic, we were conducting big forums, and it was a very traditional forum in Turkey. So let me start calling Turkey, by the way. So under the United Nations new registration, we are from starting last year. So the name has changed to Turkey, which we were always supporting. Yeah, so even in the SAP, the system, the globalization has changed the words as SAP Turkey. In Turkey, we have been conducting SAP Forum for the last 16 years, maybe. Mm-hmm. And in our last forum, which was conducted in 2018, there were participants, let's say, overachieving 5,000 barricades. So there were more than 5,000 participants. It was like a little Sapphire in Istanbul.
Wow.
But of course, after the pandemic, we stopped doing such big events, and the main aim was to build as boutique events as possible where the main decision makers are attending the event. It's not about the participation numbers, it's the quality of the participation. So, of course, after the pandemic, we started again conducting some events. But SAP Innovation Forum that we conducted last month was one of the biggest. So there were more than 1,000 participants. Not only crowded side of it was important, but real decision makers and, let's say, C-level people were also attending to the event. Of course, as highlights, there were three main topics that we have highlighted during this event. One of them was the cloud transformation, as obvious. The second topic was the sustainable intelligent enterprise, and the third topic was, of course, around business AI. So these were the three main topics that we have discussed. But if you ask me what are the three main takeaways, the first one is, it is so obvious that the vast majority of data plus the business process know-how that sits on SAP system makes SAP unique in terms of competition with other IT vendors or even business vendors. Because with this skill set, we have the unique position to create the most valuable outputs for our customers. And this was very well received by our customers as well. And this was the first message. Because all this leads to a real case business AI embedded transformation. So there is no other vendor could be able to put the business context embedded with an AI technology. So we are unique in that position. So that was the first key takeaway. The second key takeaway was, regarding cloud transformation, there are lots of customer examples that we have seen during the event, not only from a lift and shift perspective or a TCO value perspective, but real business perspective, where the customers have showcased how cloud transformation had helped them to be agile and also adaptive to innovation. So capturing the innovation in a sudden moment and in an agile way. This was very well received by other non-cloud transformed customers, because all customers are willing to go there, but they are afraid since they don't know how to go there. This reference kind of scenarios shown by our customers to our customers was the biggest takeaway for our customers and ecosystem partners. And of course, the third, and I think the most important one, SAP has a strategy, and SAP has a roadmap of strategy. And what I witnessed is that the customers, both the customers and the partners, have both this strategy. So they believe in this strategy, which also excites us that in the near future, so our aim is to transform every customer into a sustainable, intelligent enterprise. So we see that this will be inevitably achievable because the customers the partners are believing in our strategy. So these were the main 3 takeaways.
Interesting, thanks. The possibility of supply chain management crisis is more frequent now than before.
Big topic.
You said that, right?
Yeah.
In one of the SAP business news. And can you elaborate this point?
So that's a big topic, actually. So let me try to elaborate in a small and short-phased word. So it is obvious that the tendency for supply chain crisis, the trends for supply chain crisis is increasing recently. And there are main factors for this to happen. The main factor is, of course, the globalization. So the globalization makes the supply chains more complex and independable. So this interdependent landscape and complexity, of course, brings value to the business. But on the other hand, we are so dependent to each other, where if there is something wrong happening in one area in the world, that has a direct effect on the other side of the world. So the globalization brings some benefits, but actually there are some fragile points as well. So regarding those fragile points, so there are 2 main factors actually. So the first main factor for those, let's say, breakability is, of course, the global supply chain shortages because of maybe natural disasters, because of maybe health issues like COVID. Yeah. So there are lots of factors which triggers the supply chain to get out of this drought. And the second pillar, the second main important pillar is that the trade wars and geopolitical risks. So the second one also triggers a new flow of supply chain. And the new flow of supply chain, of course, increases the cost of goods sold, and they can also change the tariffs. So because of the CPU shortages, there needs to be new routes and new sources of supply. Even there was a crisis in the Suez Canal, and all those ships need to travel long distances, and it multiplied the transportation costs. So these will all happen, and this will the frequency of these crises will even increase. So that's the new reality, it's for sure. So businesses need to be adaptive and resilient in order to cope with these crises. So there is no way to eliminate those risks and crises. So the businesses need to adapt.
Yes.
So as SAP, what we are trying is we are elaborating advanced technologies like big data management, of course, artificial intelligence and machine learning. So we are equipping our core solutions with these new advanced technologies. Why? To help the companies to predict the upcoming risks, and by analyzing the potential scenarios, we are trying to help the customers to build and make themselves adaptive to certain risks. Because at the end, it's all about being proactive and being prepared. So that's the aim of SAP actually. So with our intelligent enterprise, sustainable intelligent enterprise solutions embedded with business AI, what we are trying is to help the companies to overcome and foresee those challenges and adapt and re-elaborate all the risks and plan to execution site to be makeable, let's say, in a most agile way. So that's the beauty of using an SAP solution, actually.
Yes. In other words, SAP is helping companies to transform the risk of a crisis into opportunities, right?
That's obvious. There are good examples of it, by the way. But so there are even examples in Turkey where, when those semiconductor shortages happened, and also for those transportation different needs, so because they need to change the routes, vice versa. Even there are some disasters happened during the way. Some of our customers who are utilizing the solutions that I've mentioned to you had the chance to cope with those crises and to overcome those issues in hours and in days, actually. So that's really a luxury for a customer to have, actually, in these moments.
Great points. Now let's speak about the SAP partner ecosystem. You know, sometimes when I speak to some people in business or even outside the business, they would like, or some companies, they say, yeah, I want to deal with SAP directly. I don't want to deal with the partner. I want to deal with the big company, so to be confident or whatever the reason. And well, I want you to tell us a bit how or what's the role that our partners are playing to help in the adoption of the innovation by our customers.
That's a very nice point. So it is for sure that SAP is SAP with the ecosystem. So we won't be SAP in Turkey without our partners. And the future of SAP is could be achievable with our partners. So they are in every area that we do, and they are the ones who will also help us to achieve our strategy, actually. So in order to reach our vision and mission, so we need our partners, and they play a very critical role. So one SAP plus one partner is equal to, not two, actually, it's obviously three. But of course, since we are so bounded with them and they are so bounded with us, every part of this chain should be at the same level towards the customer in terms of effectiveness, in terms of mindset, and in terms of value proposition, and of course in terms of delivery. So what we promise should be delivered at the end. So if we start talking about innovation, of course there are leading partners and lagging partners. But our mission is, of course, we should be opening the route, showing the way. There will be some pioneers and front runners, of course, and there are good stories, even on the market at the moment, triggered by our partners. I heard Uğur mentioning about some innovative stories. That's true. We have great customer examples driven by our partners where they were awarded globally, like in SAP's Global Innovation Awards, a couple of times with different toolkits and scenarios. So in summary, actually, we have a great ecosystem who are already leading the way. But there are also partners lagging this race, not say race, but lagging the mindset change for innovation. So we should be all embracing all together. Not even a single partner or ecosystem member should be staying back, actually. So we should be embracing the new technology and innovation all together. That could be the only way to achieve the total vision of ours, which is making all the companies running in an intelligent enterprise manner. But what I can say at the end is that it's all about mindset. By saying mindset, so if you have the innovation mindset, you can put the innovation in every moment with your discussion with your customer. So even discussing a very obvious topic with a very simple business challenge, there should be a process running in the background, maybe at least for 20%, thinking on how to put an innovation into this very simple scenario. Or if there is a very complex environment or a business problem that we or our partners all together should be solving, again, there should be a process running in the background. What kind of innovation that we can add to this scenario? Maybe at the first sense, that innovation could not seen as an important topic which fulfills the needs, but actually that opens a mind actually, where new thoughts and new processes are triggered based on the capabilities of innovation. So that's why it's all about the mindset. So each of us, not even the company, each member should be thinking about how to put something on top to bring some innovation on the table. So that's the main philosophy.
So it's all about mindset when it comes to innovation. And SAP plus partner, 1 + 1 = 3.
Definitely.
Right? Excellent. I would like us to conclude on a people topic. BWN, so Business Women Network. And why am I bringing this into the table? Because I know you are very supportive to this initiative, and I've seen the celebrations recently. Happy birthday, Business Women Network in Turkey.
We are 1 year old now.
Yeah, exactly. So how do you think can women at SAP, or how do you think women can take SAP to the next level?
It's an obvious question. But let me start from the beginning. So I have the privilege of being a co-sponsor of this initiative in Turkey. So I and Bulush, our CFO, are the ones who are the executive sponsors of this initiative. So why I'm in this loop, let's say, so since this initiative is not about women actually, so this initiative is about equality and diversity. And this initiative should be supported by men. Otherwise, it is meaningless.
Yeah.
So we talked about the mindset shift in innovation. That's the mindset shift that we need as men. So it's all about the mindset shift, actually. So there's nothing we need to do if we could able to change our minds. But you're right. So we are celebrating the first year. It's a new initiative. And if we look a year back, there has been lots of things that have been achieved. Thanks to our members, so we have quite good members. They are all women, and we need to include men into this membership, by the way. So that's without men evolving in terms of helping women, empowering them in technology world, it is impossible for just women trying to do things better, actually. So we should be helping in every moment, and we should be not helping, actually, we should be embracing this idea in every sense. It's not actually, the initiative is about empowering women in technology, but it's about empowering women in everywhere. Not only women, by the way, it's about diversity. So this nature has a balance, and that's a balance, actually. So without the balance, it would not work flawlessly. So we should be balancing this mechanism in everything we do. So there is no other way. I don't mean that there will be a positive attitude to women only. There should be a positive attitude in every area in a balanced way. If you are mentioning about balance, so it should be 50-50. If there's a population of 50-50 in the world, there should be a population of 50-50 in every area. So as SAP Turkey, we are in a quite good place because 46% of our total workforce is women. It should be 50 at least.
Yeah.
There is a step to go. There is a way to go. Compared to the average, we are in a good position.
Almost there.
In terms of women in management, which is a very important KPI for us as well, we are about 30%. Of course, there is a way to go.
Yes.
But as a starting point, and as the evolution, by comparing with the previous years, there is a good trend, but we are here to make it happen, at least in a balanced way. So that was the beauty. I'm very proud with the team members. They are really doing great things, because as SAP, we are not just try to evolve ourselves, but we are trying to act with our partners and with our customers. So in the last event that we have completed a week ago, there were partners joining us in this event to increase the network, and there were customers joining us to increase the awareness and helping us to empower us, actually. So that was the motto. And we are trying to expand this initiative. So it started with I, and we expanded to we with our partners, and now we are expanding it to a greater we with our customers, which is a good achievement till now, and it will be evolved in the upcoming years, definitely, for sure.
Congrats for these initiatives, for this evolution as well. I'm sure some other countries will be inspired by SAP Turkey. So thanks a lot, Erdem, for this talk.
Thank you for having you in Istanbul.
It was a pleasure. Thanks for doing this episode of SAP Chats, and I'm sure our audience will love it.
Thank you.
Thank you.